Up everybody, the Jason Dean here. I'm not sure at what point the audio cut out on my last stream. I'm a little frustrated, not gonna lie, but the show must go on. So let me just give me a second. Yeah, I'm only slightly frazzled because yeah, I was talking and then all of a sudden the microphone wasn't working. Who knows how long that was the case. And yeah, I guess it's life. Life happens and you can't control everything, but sorry, so I'm trying to sign back into the chat. And yeah. Oh, hope you're having a good day, folks. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is not that big of a deal. It's just frustrating. Just a little frustrating. And that's okay too. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be human. It's all we are is human. So anyways, apologies. Yeah, there's about a half-hour stream. I did just delete the video because I don't know. I was frustrated, and at one point I was talking, and then the microphone was not working. So I guess we're just gonna jump in at this image. I've done a little bit with the, with this linear gradient and stuff. So I think now I'm going to add a second linear gradient. And this one's going to be the bottom. And like I talked about in the part that you guys didn't hear, I don't know how I need to get the foreground to look like I want it to. It feels like it is a different color white balance. I think we're gonna warm it up a little bit. Maybe add. No, I don't know that we're gonna add anything in the green. I think we're just gonna warm it up, but not too much. Maybe right there. Add just a little bit of purple. Now we'll bring this temperature down. Saturation up. Okay. Now with that, I think that color is kind of where I want it to be. And now we can go. So turn. Oh, no, not too much. Don't turn those highlights down. Up on the contrast a little bit. And I guess this is the kind of thing that can happen. So lesson learned for next time. I think I need to have a backup mic. I guess I know from listening to some podcasts where, like, yeah, your microphone will go out and you're just talking, so you have a backup mic. It's your computer mic or whatever. So lesson learned. Yeah, it's just sometimes those lessons they're hard to learn. It's a little painful. So okay, yeah, I think this is good. I think I like this. I think I'm gonna also, because I'm listening in the headphones, just so I know if the audio just cuts out on me again. And I'm gonna turn that music down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. No, I think that's a little too. Yeah. Let's maybe make that a little bit cooler. And probably a little more desaturated. All right. I like this. I think it's good. I think. Now, what I actually could probably do just to make it a little more. Oh, not brush. We do not want to use the brush. Oh, no, what? I do not. Okay. What I want to do. And we want to subtract. Yeah, let's. Oh, I guess this is what that's what we want to. And yeah, drag that a little bit because we want. I think we want this like dark part to be a little bit lighter. Not crazy. Just a little bit. We don't want it to be yeah, something like that. Awesome. All right. So I think that image is pretty much done, man. Now that I'm sorry, this foreground is really, and maybe I went too far in my quest. So bring it back a little bit. All right. Now I suppose could do this point color, and is this where we okay, yeah, so this is more maybe of what I was like envisioning. I don't want to go super crazy with it. I do want it to be more orange. This is interesting. This is not something I've really played with before. So I don't know whether I like that. Yeah, I think I think this one I'm going to leave for now. I'll probably tinker with a little bit on the phone, but this is a much better spot. So just so you all see where it came from. Yeah, we added some pop. Definitely added some pop. All right. I will be completely honest, people. I am that really threw me for a loop. So I think I can't end it just after one though. Let's do one more. And I'm going to say this one. Yeah. Because, okay, this one, I think last time I edited a photo from this session, I think it was Wetmore Landing with Miles, mid-December. And I found this, as we were walking along the beach, I found this little, it's like an ice bridge, like this hole. So this looks like a little bridge, and there was a spot where the waves were lapping up, crashing on this little bridge. And so I took a lot of pictures, and I like this. I like this one. I do think I'm gonna start with the crop, because what I think is I want to do something that's more. Maybe not square. Maybe let's do 4x3. Or even 5x4. What if we 2x1? Losing a lot, but well, I'm gonna be honest, folks, and I guess this might happen sometimes. And maybe this is a product of me being a little thrown off and flustered, but I'm thinking I'm gonna bolt. I'm gonna ditch this whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe this rock, it's not a rock, it's an ice formation in the foreground is kind of it's a little clunky. There's not really, I mean, I guess if I could I think there's interesting stuff really zoomed in, but that's just so far zoomed in, and this is not one of those cameras where you can do this sort of crop. So so I actually had decided I was gonna just do 3 photos instead of 2, but now we're just doing 2. So okay. This is also from last December, and this one was a great, awesome day for waves, and I found this rock that was, it was just getting hammered by all these waves. I'm not gonna dehaze this like this, but I want to just show you guys. Yeah, so. Yeah, look at that. Look at what's happening. This is a great day for waves. Now I think I'm going to add some dehaze just to give us some texture. But we're a little bit away from that. We're going to start like we always do with the lens corrections. And then we're going to move down to the color profile. And why don't we... no, this is a Black Rocks wave photo, so modern one is always in play. Always in play. and this is why. So modern one, it makes the whites so much brighter. It makes the darks dark. It just, there's this pop. Yeah. So we're gonna do modern one. And okay, we'll leave the white balance as is. There's not much. Especially this is right now is more of a black and white image. So tone. So we start with exposure. We'll bring the exposure down a little bit, but then we'll pop down, lift up the shadows a touch on the blacks too. Whites, maybe bring those down a little bit. Now highlights, we could like bring those way down, but I don't think we're gonna do that. Presence. Now, one of the things, I think I had a couple photos from this sequence of this huge wave splashing on this rock. One of the things that draws me to this is this soft feeling, because I mean this is a 1/25th of a second shot, so I like that it's long exposure, or a little bit of a long exposure, softer. So I don't want to crank the texture. I want to soften it a little bit. And conversely, on the clarity, I want to braise that a little bit, because I do like the contrast between like the white big wave spray and then the black of the rocks. The black rocks is where they get the name. And we're not gonna go down on the dehaze. Man. So actually, you know what I'm seeing? I'm gonna do a linear gradient in dehaze, because I do want to add some dehaze. I do want to get some of this. Yeah, like look, that's crazy. And obviously the colors are all jank, but there's some cool stuff happening. So we're gonna do that. Vibrance up a little bit. Saturation. No, I might desaturate actually. Like I said, I like this feeling like a black and white photo. Now tone curve. This might be okay, so we can let's as you can see, I just went over, maybe you can see it, I guess, over on the right of this histogram, where you can see there's a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna start bringing it down. Okay, so that's kind of doing what the dehaze. And then if we do that, so then I think we have to come and we have to bring the whites back up. And we can bring the highlights down and bring the whites up. And so if we bring the blacks, that makes us, I think we want to, and we're actually going to adjust where that point is. Yeah. Now with this, okay. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. All right. let's. I think we're good on the tone curve. Here we go. Mid-tone luminance will pop up a skosh. Shadows, we won't do too much. The highlight, luminance, we will actually bring down a little bit. Hold denoise later. Sharpen mask, we will apply. We'll add a little vignette here. Yeah. And I think that's pretty good. One thing that I had, what had I talked about? And what was I going to talk about? I don't even know. Okay. Let's try you at a 4x3. What do you... No. I think that black has got to be there. Maybe it can go down a little bit. Yeah, something like that. You get about a third of the bottom is this rock, the 2/3 up. Okay. And now, and actually, so I'm gonna go back to yeah, the profiles. And let's, because I think this is gonna be a black and white. Black and white. So we got black and white 1, 2. I think I'm gonna go with 4. Yeah, because that white's got to be white. So 4 gets us there the closest. We'll lift up the whites, the highlights a little bit. And we will so actually I think we'll make that what we're trying to do here, and there's probably somebody who can tell me exactly what doing this is doing to the image, but yeah, I don't know. I hit sliders. Okay, so now we'll do the mask. Now I could try a luminance, but we're just gonna go good old this one, the old linear gradient, and we're gonna oops, let's because we want the all right. Now maybe highlights down a little bit, shadows down, or I'm sorry, whites down a little bit, shadows I might actually bring up just a little bit, because yeah, I like this rock kind of being obscured, but also I do want the background that all that white to kind of to be have a little more form like this. Yeah, so if we go up to like 23, I think we increase the clarity a little bit, and then give us some texture. Okay. Now, I think, though, one thing I'm wondering, did we brighten this image at all? Made it a little dimmer. So I think I have to, yeah, I have to actually make the whole image brighter so that I can darken the dark parts. Okay. I wonder if Adobe's AI is smart enough to figure out where the sky is. Nope. So no sky mask, that's okay. Hang on, let's yeah, I don't have much words right now. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, we're looking for the texture stuff. There we go. A little more clarity. Okay, so if we crank the clarity, so I don't know if I want to crank that, but man, we can give it some good shape. We can give it some good shape. And actually, I think if we do that, oh, I don't want to go too much into that. But then I think if we are down on the clarity, or go down in the texture, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think this is at a pretty good spot. I'm probably gonna do some tinkering on the phone, Lightroom Mobile. I will say I have some issues with Lightroom and the subscription model, but I do appreciate that their Lightroom mobile app is pretty powerful. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I know I have this bad habit of saying, oh, I'm done. I'm not done. I'm done. I'm not done. So what I want to do is get the, yeah. Now can we add that? Yeah, I think I want to make that just a little darker. I think, okay, I think this is something. I really do. Okay. Well, that is going to conclude tonight's live stream. I'm very sorry that whatever happened in the first half happened, and I mean, I handled it okay, but I'm glad I stuck with it. I got a couple good images. I do think I need a little more work on this one. Those colors, I'm just not. Now, I guess while I got you here, I mean, we could mess with making this one a black and white also, which as I'm looking, I think I might, because I think what I love about this photo is the textures, the color. I love the color blue. I don't love the color of the rest of it. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to make it a black and white. So stay tuned to The Weekender, my weekly newsletter. I'm going to share these pictures, and so you'll get to see what I change after after the stream. But thank you for everybody who tuned in for my part 2 of this. I apologize for what happened in the first part, and lessons learned. I'll do better next time. But until then, I'm super excited. My show's coming up next week, and next week. Oh, geez, wow. Next week there is no live stream. I will be flying to Portland. I'm spending a week in Portland with my sister and her partner, seeing some sites, visiting some family. So no live stream. However, I am going to record a video, upload it to YouTube at 7 o'clock on Tuesday the 21st. So you can tune in here. You won't see it. It won't be a live stream, but there will be a video you can watch of me editing some wave photos. That's all I got. Thanks, folks. We'll see you around.